For more on this, let's bring in Chicago Alderman Raymond Lopez, a Democrat who's been critical of the city's liberal leadership. So you just heard in that report from Mike Tobin what J.B. Pritzker, the governor, has had to say about all of this. What do you say to the governor?
John, good afternoon. It is shameful and disgusting when I hear my Democratic colleagues trying to demonize federal law enforcement officers who are just carrying out the laws of this country. If my colleagues don't like the laws, then they should work with their congressional counterparts and change them. Until then, we have laws that impact the border. We have laws that are on the books and need to be enforced. And we should not be calling federal agents Nazis, invaders, or oppressors, so that we are ginning up the anger in our communities and inciting people to violence. This is one of several times we've seen local residents become violent against federal authorities. We've seen where they've not only shot at them, we've seen them run them off the road, attack them violently. This has to stop, and it's not conducive to the conversation as to what do we do for both the long-term undocumented as well as the asylum seekers that Biden and Harris let in over the last administration.
And what about Mayor Johnson? What's he doing about all of this?
Well, Brandon Johnson is no better. You know, he would hearken this as a second coming of the Civil War, encouraging people to take up arms to defend their city from the Donald Trump invasion of ICE. He, like his new colleague, Mayor Zoran Mamdani, I feel they believe in open borders and want to see an end to immigration enforcement across all major cities. That's just simply not feasible. It's not respectful of our country or of our borders or of those individuals who have done things in a proper channel when it worked. We have broken systems, but they are not the least bit concerned about finding solutions, only continuing their anger and animosity towards President Donald Trump.
You have said that all of the chaos over these anti-ICE protests proves that the National Guard is actually needed in Chicago. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Without question, we do need support here to allow for the federal agents to do their job in the city of Chicago. What we've seen is an unwillingness both by the mayor and by the governor to use local law enforcement to separate those who would exercise their First Amendment constitutional rights over here, while our federal agents are trying to enforce the laws over here. They have turned their backs on the federal agents who are trying to go about doing their job and created unsafe conditions where individuals who are not just there to protest, but are there to agitate and aggravate situations are allowed to intermix and cause chaos in our streets. If the mayor and the governor will not use our local police just to keep the peace from the two groups, then absolutely the federalization of the National Guard, is required.
It seems like somebody isn't really thinking about the people of Chicago. They are, focused so much on anger, I guess, at ICE that they're not really thinking about what the people want.
Well, absolutely. Trump derangement syndrome is a full-blown effect here in the city of Chicago, and nowhere is that more prevalent in the fact that I offered a solution to deal with the long-term undocumented, granting amnesty to them. And whether people agree with me or not, what is interesting is that Latinos and progressives have remained silent on providing a solution, a pathway for those undocumented individuals that they claim that they care about. And I think that's because they are not concerned about those individuals. They're only concerned about having a reason to continue fighting. And they're using the undocumented and the migrants as a foil just to keep their mission of fighting against Donald Trump alive.
So this is really all about the president, really, not so much about living conditions in Chicago and crime and everything else.
100%. No one's talking about the fact that we had a father and son killed blocks away from where that protest happened yesterday. They were being robbed at gunpoint, and both were found dead on the street on 26th Street, a mile from where this ICE action happened yesterday. They're not talking about how the fact that 2/3 of our students can't read or write in the city of Chicago's educational system, or that we are one of the most overtaxed cities in the nation. All of that is immaterial to the individuals who just want to say that they are standing up in what they perceive to be their civil rights moment against the Trump administration.
Raymond Lopez, an alderman in the city of Chicago. Good of you to come on. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.